Yes, you are welcome back to This Morning on ITV. We are broadcasting live from Pape Hill here in Abuja, this 25th day of November 2021. We are on the second segment of discourse on nationalism and you. I am your host, Ebenezer Oyetakin, and we will be taking a look at between fundamental human rights and national sovereignty, the lines, the issues. And with me to take on this topic this morning is Barrister Maurice Oru Ebam. He is a national youth leader, African Democratic Congress. So he's a politician too, a socio-political analyst. Barrister Maurice, nationalism and you.
It is my right and responsibility as a Nigerian youth, as a Nigerian citizen, as an African. So help me God.
As a youth and a young man in politics, how do you feel? Well, how beautiful is Nigerian political terrain and the water for you to swim?
Well, first of all, I want to say thank you so much for having me here, and good morning, viewers. This question is something that even after the day's work, I go back and lie on my bed and I think and I ponder the challenges, the intricacies. But you understand, and first of all, it's my right and responsibility. It's a call, it's a calling. There's many are called, but few are chosen. So a lot of times you see that it's sacrifice, it's patriotism, it's passion. So if you ask me a question, how does it feel? First of all, if you see the work as a burden, it becomes heavier. But if you see it as a passion, you'll be doing it and it gives you excitement doing it. So it's fun. We see the challenges, we learn. It's a learning curve for me. So basically, it's an opportunity to be mentored, properly guided. I've seen the way politics have been played in the past, and we want to repeat the same mistakes in the current generation. So I try to do my own best and leave the rest for God, but I have to work.
Well, very well. Good, you are enjoying it. Now, let us take on our topic today. Fundamental human rights. How would you explain that to our onlookers? We want them to learn.
Okay, first of all, I would want to break it down to a legal parlance or a simple of languages. When you talk about human rights, for the mere fact that you are created in the image and likeness of God, the mere fact that you are a human being, you have a right. It is like your God-given right. See, as a lawyer, we during the different schools of thought or different entries of law, we have the natural school, law school theory, we have the nationalists and all sort of you. But we understand that in every other discipline, there are laws and balances, there are rights, there are universal principles that you cannot take from any man. For the fact that you're a human being, there's nothing else to describe anything. You have your rights. God gave it to you. Nobody can come and take your right without any explanation. So they owe it to the Creator. So basically, you understand that there is this thing that happens for those that believe that in the spiritual realm or religion, they believe that there's a heaven, there's a God. So basically, now there's a balance up there. So you can't just do anything without interfering with that balance. So it comes down to the human beings. Now we have a settlement, we have laws that guide us, we have rights. So basically, in other nations, they say animals have rights too. So basically, as a human being, you have God-given rights that is intimate to you, and nobody can take it away from you.
Are those God-given rights the ones that are fundamentals, or they are basic rights?
Okay, so basically now, I would want to drag you down to somewhere. Okay. I want to take your mind somewhere. Okay. I will take you down to every Nigerian constitution. It's called the ground norm, and every constitution in the world is taken from one book, whether we like it or not. It's called the Bible. In the Bible, we have the 10 Commandments. You understand? It's so painful that and it's so hurtful that some persons still going to go swear oaths with the Bible and still mess up, and they don't know the power they have. You understand? They don't know what they have. So we have the 10 Commandments, and for those that are in the New Testament, that Jesus Christ did not come to destroy the law, but he came to fulfill it now. And they say the greatest commandment is to love your neighbor as yourself. So now it comes out that the Constitution right now is a means in which it helps to guide its law, to guide human relationship. Without law, the society will be brutish, lawless society. So you understand that this is why the rights come in right now, because we have rights. Apart from rights, you have duties and responsibilities. Stop just saying rights, and forget that you have your own responsibility. Over the time, people will always jump to talk about rights. What of our responsibility? Why don't you look at it like it's our responsibility? The responsibility I owe to you is to respect your rights. So when one person's right end, another person's rights begin. So that is just the theory.
Now, let us take it to the heart of today's discourse.
Please do.
Fundamental human rights. We have seen people, they engage in practices and behavior that travest against national spirit. They behave as if there is no nation state in place. They behave as if there is no constitution in place. So they rode roughshod against the constitutions. And when they are apprehended, we hear the scream, fundamental human right, fundamental human right. Where do we draw the line?
Okay. First of all, I need to start apologizing ahead of time because there are some things I might say that might be very awkward for a lot of persons. So it's lack of patriotism that is the cause of everything. Lack of patriotism. We lack patriotism in Nigeria. We lack patriotism that we want to use human rights as the coverage. See, if someone is patriotic enough, he will want to injure the next person. End of the day, it comes down to the same principle: love your neighbor as yourself. Love your neighbor as yourself. Love is the greatest commandment of all. Love for country, love for your fellow man. So there's no need of it saying here and there and here. It's one simple one, the LOVE. We have lack of love for one another. Selflessness should be the word, not selfishness. So it pains me that in Nigeria, being a lawyer, I'm not just being a lawyer, being a passionate human rights advocate, I have seen human rights being infringed upon. And you understand that a lot of times that the persons that do it are these persons that feel that they are high and mighty. And most even the ordinary man infringes on the next person's rights. So by the end of the day, we need to find a balance. And the balance is for us to call together ourselves. Nigeria case is a very special case. It's a very, very special case right now because the things that be happening in Nigeria, be happens in other countries, they will break up. But we need to understand that the fact that we are the giant of Africa, Africa is waiting for Nigeria to arise and shine. We need to put ourselves together. So it comes back to the same thing that we talk about, the patriotism thing. Now we understand that in the next 10 years, in the next 15 years, we are not going to be used already. So I'm talking to my generation of youth. I'm talking to everybody. I don't cast aspersion on anybody. I don't come attack government or attack anybody. I understand. Let us come together. I'm tired of the blame games. I'm tired of the blame games. We have been blaming ourselves for too long. We have been blaming. It's not going to take us anywhere. We owe the country a responsibility. We owe see, that's why at the end of the day, instead of talking about rights, why don't you talk about responsibility? If I understand that I have a responsibility to Nigeria, if I have a responsibility to you and my fellow man, I would want to put myself together. So it all comes down to the love for country, the love for your fellow man. We understand that we cannot jeopardize this future we have right now. Nigeria is our own.
You know why this questions are germane at this particular time is because, number one, we are racing towards 2023 general election and things of that nature. And again, we have challenges of various people, young men and the rest of it, speaking against Nigeria. Some are even, vehemently calling for secession and things of that nature, and the rest of it riding roughshod. At what point do a man lost his fundamental rights?
Well, first of all, I would want to say,
is it possible to lose one's rights?
My brother, I will not lie to you, big brother. I will not lie to you. A lot of things are happening every day. The things that the number of time or the hours we will spend to discuss this will not be enough. But what is the way forward? You understand? What is the way forward? I must call on lawyers and human rights advocates there. First of all, we owe it to society. We owe a responsibility to society. We need to be proactive. We are not proactive enough. If lawyers will step up to the situation, if society will start respecting us the more, we understand that we are social change agents. But right now, we understand that the system has been bastardized, and because of the system being bastardized, poverty and hunger has been economized. Everybody is now looking out for their stomachs. But we understand that we need more selflessness right now. It all comes down to the whole situation as Nigerian youths, as Nigerian citizens, we owe it a responsibility. We cannot continue coming to talk about these issues. I'm tired of talking, but I know I can't stop talking. Because until truth is repeated, it becomes a priority. We need to continue talking. We need to have an ideology we believe in right now. We cannot afford to be looking just towards 2023 election. We need to start planning for 50 years, 100 years. When I was coming here, I met some secondary school children, just one, and I saw them and I said, these are the future of the country. These are the future of Nigeria. This is the future of Africa. So what is there for me to live forward now? We need to understand that we must leave a legacy. There's so much wrong with Nigeria, but I'm tired of complaining. A lot of people that come and claim that they're activists, they are only cashivists. They only come out for the money. We cannot continue eating our future today. We must understand that we need to sacrifice. We are not ready to sacrifice as a nation. We must sacrifice.
As a young politician, what do you think should be the role of the government in ensuring that the rights of citizens are adequately met? And in your opinion, is our system working towards achieving that?
For me, I will not say what is the role of the government. I want to say what is the role of the citizen, because we are first. The government is made up of citizens.
The government first, because just like we said, right and responsibilities. The role of the government, because the government, they will lead us, they will guide us. Okay. They are the dispensers of those rights, and the managers of those rights.
But first of all, the greatest office in Nigeria is the office of the citizen of Nigeria, the ordinary citizen. That's why I need to start from that preamble first.
Okay, all right. Okay.
This one. But at the end of the day, we, the citizens, need to start holding government accountable. We are not proactive enough. Nigerians are so smart and so well that most times other countries just wonder why is it that our own affairs is really messed up. The citizens are not holding the government accountable enough. And now for the government right now, what the government owes to the citizens, we need to put in right infrastructure in place. We need to invest in youth empowerment right now. We need to understand that we need to make this country work. I keep on saying this gospel anywhere I go to. Africa is waiting for Nigeria to arise and shine. So whether human rights are being respected enough, we are not respected enough. We need to see the right infrastructure. We see abuse of fundamental human rights happening every day. And it's a collective responsibility. I cannot fight it alone. You can't fight it alone. All hands must be on deck. Stakeholders that are passionate of this cause must come together and understand that Nigeria has to be great, and it has to be our responsibility to make it happen. So as a young man, I can continue talking, but talking will not solve anything. We need to walk the talk. We need to have strong political will. We don't have the will enough. We procrastinate a lot. We know what to do, but we don't do it. So we need to have the strong will. That's why I started enough by apologizing ahead of time. We need the wisdom of the elders and the strength of the youth. So kudos to you, kudos to your platform, kudos to ITV for this opportunity. We need to continue talking to the minds and the consciousness of everybody right now. Nigeria is our responsibility. We can't run away from Nigeria. A lot of youths are leaving the country, but if everybody leaves, who's going to rectify it? It's our responsibility. It pains me and hurts me so much that I'm a Nigerian youth. I can't change my identity. Whether from north, south, east, and west, I'm a Nigerian youth. I'm from the South Cross River State. I schooled in the east. I served in Sokoto. I did my lessons in Kano. I visited the west. I believe in one Nigeria. So I cannot afford to have a nation that is divided right now. So I'm not always casting aspersions to anybody because it does not solve anything right now. How can we come together and think out the way forward? As the interim chairman of the Forum of National Leaders of Political Parties, I try to make sure that I have to drive for more youth inclusion in politics. We need to not just get involved in politics. Why are you getting involved in politics? What is the purpose of going to politics? Politics is not for unserious people. We need persons that are really passionate enough. So as my own, I cannot do it alone. I need all hands must be on deck. So this is a passionate appeal to everybody out there. Nigeria is our own. We cannot afford to lose it right now. Nigeria is 61 right now. I tell people that in the next 10 years, Nigeria will not be where it is right now, and Nigeria will be great. We cannot stop an idea which its time has come. The world is waiting for Nigeria to take its place in the pride of nations, and we owe it to ourselves. We owe it to posterity. We owe it to our nation. Sometimes people say, Maurice, what is the cause of the problem in Nigeria? And most times, I don't like throwing aspersions, but if I want to go to the cause of problem, I'm going to blame the three wise men. I'm going to blame Avolowo. I'm going to blame Zik Azikiwe and Tafawa Balewa. Our founding fathers they had the opportunity of infringing the right ideology into our minds. If there could be like a Kwame Nkrumah of Ghana, we had the Pan-African ideology. But instead we got involved with petty politics of sectionalism. Nigeria is bigger than that. Nigeria is too big to be toying with petty things. We need to put ourselves together. We need to call ourselves together. So it's not whose fault is it right now. It's our responsibility right now. So you have a slogan, you have a ritual in your program that says Nigeria, my place or my responsibility. It's my responsibility to work for Nigeria. So you ask me, how's your experience been as a young politician? Well, as a youth, As a youth, I would say I'm a youth, but I'm not a young politician. To be a national leader of a political party, ADC, and to be the interim chairman of the political party, I'm not a young politician, but I know I'm a vocal advocate for youth inclusion in politics. We need young men that are passionate. It's not been easy because in Nigeria and Africa, someone that is 18 years old is considered a small boy. We have issue of issuism. You see, this small boy, what do you know?
Now, taking you back to our topic, we saw people who rode roughshod against the national sovereignty of the nation. We saw people who vehemently call for secession of a nation. We saw people whose actions led to death of people because of their activities. Then you also saw community of lawyers who pretend as if these things are justifiable in the name of fundamental or rights and the rest of it. What is your take on this? Are we getting it right? Our lawyers and the rest of it doing enough to help to mainstream the country, to balance it on the platform of rights and sovereignty?
Let's call it spade a spade. Being a lawyer, I won't come on national TV and bamboozle the public to say lawyers are doing well. We are trying, but we are not doing well enough. But we are getting it right. At least we're getting it right. So kudos to the Olumude Akpata administration of the NBA president. I can see some proactiveness, but we need to still do more. We need to still do more. It comes back to the lack of patriotism, lack of love we have. If I understand as a lawyer, I have a duty of care or a responsibility to my nation first. We had an oath of allegiance. And most times I feel very bad for people because these people say there's hunger in the land. So persons have jeopardized their future, have sold their tomorrow for pottage today. But we need to learn issue of sacrifice. So my brother, it's not issue of me trying to throw aspersions here, but it's
not a matter of aspersion. Let me take you on this. For example,
okay,
you saw a young man at the airport carrying some 50 kilograms of narcotic drug, either bringing it in or wanting to export it. And you definitely know that the proliferations of these drugs is destructive to thousands, if not millions, of our youth. And these youth are the future of Nigeria.
True.
And as you cut them, the lawyer will come and tell you that don't visualize them, don't televise them, and the rest of it. They are not proven until they are proven wrong, and the rest of it, and that kind of a thing. Do you need, in the days when we were growing up, I think, just like you said, right and responsibility. If you stole a goat in my village, they will tie the goat on your neck and you will walk half naked and the rest of it. But now somebody will steal in billion and lawyers will say, don't visualize them, don't televise them, don't do.
Okay, please, I would want to just say something, because you mentioned a very fundamental point that in your own days, that was what happened. So let me take it down to two things. It's the same thing I see, the lack of patriotism, and one thing, we need to democratize or Africanize our democracy in Nigeria and in Africa.
I like that. Africanize our democracy.
We need to Africanize our democracy. We understand that, yes, see, there are some countries that don't practice democracy and they're still doing very, very well. I don't want to go further, but they understand that before that system of government was brought into Africa, we had our own system of government, right? We understand that we should not just erode everything. There are some things we can still pick. It's like a merging of two walls, two minds, and blending into one right now. We have not really been seeing it. So it comes down to the fact that we need to still go back to the drawing board. That will not be enough for both of us to exhaust this thing right now. So I think we need to continue with this conversation. We need to push this conversation. We need to push the consciousness and mind of person. We understand that we owe it to Nigeria first. We owe it to Nigeria. We need to go back to the drawing board. Nigeria, see, responsibility is on Nigeria. We cannot afford to lose it right now. And I say right now because as young people, as youth, a lot of persons have lost hope in the country, and a lot of persons don't care. They just want to cash out. A lot of persons are just waiting for their own time so that they can go and loot. But we cannot continue like that. I tell people that Nigeria has not offended us. It's just that we had the problem of bad leaders. The biggest challenge of Africa and Nigeria is bad leadership. They say God bless Nigeria and Africa, but it gave us leadership problem. You understand? How do we get leadership problem? I tell people that the next president of Nigeria should be, they must begin mentoring him now in the next 15 years time or 18 years. We need to start mentoring. We need mentorship right now. That's why I say the wisdom of the elders and the strength of the youths. We cannot do the, see, let's put aside sentiments, religion, ethnicity. No. We cannot afford to do that card anymore. He has not taken up. We have done it for 61 years. Now let us try something different now. So come 2020 right now, I'm appealing to every Nigerian youth, go get your PVC. Go get your PVC. Go get your PVC. Come out and vote. It's not enough just to say we are going to vote. We want to change. We want to change. Walk the talk. There's no polling unit in Facebook or Twitter or Instagram. Go get your PVC and vote. And when you're voting, please don't sell your vote. See, your vote counts. People feel that your votes don't count. It's a lie. Why? If your votes don't count, why did they come to buy your votes? Understand that we need to start changing the mindset. We need to change the ideology. So at the end of the day, I told you join a political party. I joined a political party that I believe is ideology. My party, ADC, African Democratic Congress, believes that I am not advertising to anybody, but I'm telling you that after the answer, I belong to the answers protest generation. After the answers, I said that I could not just stay by the sideline and just complain. Get involved in politics, join a political party that you believe is ideology. My party, ADC, believes that once Nigeria gets it right, Africa gets it right. That Nigeria is the hope of Africa. That's the ideology. I'm a Pan-Africanist to the core. I'm first African, I'm first Nigerian, and I owe my responsibility of Africans and Nigerians. Nigeria is the hope of Africa. I had the privilege of having a Pan-African summit in Ghana 2 weeks ago, and I came back and I tell you that an average African is interested about Nigeria. We don't know the value of what we have. Sectionalists calling for Nigeria to divide don't know the value of what they have. I'm serious about it. If you know the value of what you have, you will not pray for it to be divided. Our power should be, our strength and number should be our strength, not our deficiencies. So people that say, people from the west say that Nigeria should divide, or people from the east say Nigeria should do, or people from the north say Nigeria should do, we don't know the value of what we have. And I appeal to the government. Like, I don't really come to cast aspersion, but I appeal to everybody that we need to safeguard what we have. Look, those children that are 7 years old, people that are 11 years old need to say United Nigeria. And I cannot continue complaining to them the things that my father complained to me. I cannot. So at the end of the day, we cannot stop talking. We need to go out there. I tell you, join politics. In order to change the situation, you need to join politics. You need to join. For me, I believe that politics is one of the best ways of influencing the decision of the people, because these policies that affect the people are made. One of the best ways of serving humanity is through politics.
Very well. Now, some of the basic rights and fundamental rights: the right to shelter, the right to education, the right to self-dignity, to human dignity, and things of that nature, the political rights, the right of participation, and things of that nature. All of these within the confine of shared responsibility and right. What will be your last word, your advice to both the government and Nigerians?
First of all, I think the most important rights I would want to call the most important right, apart from human right, is the rights of the Nigerian citizen to determine the nation it wants. And we can only do this in the we have said everything we want to say right now. And the best way we can determine this right is when we take our civic responsibilities. This is very, very important. We need to understand that the greatest responsibility as citizens from 18 years above. I talked in my own demography. I don't talk about my demography is from 18 to 40 years old, the youths. So I don't move. I'm caught to my own area of influence. This is my own area of influence, and that's why I'm turning my energy to right now. So I appeal to every Nigerian. Nigeria is our own, is our responsibility. Let us see Nigeria as our responsibility first, because if you continue waiting for right, so when there's a right, you expect someone to safeguard it, right? But when there's a responsibility, you understand that okay, you owe it to yourself. So if I have a responsibility to you, I won't want to hurt you. So instead of saying I have to protect your right, let me say I have to respect your right first. So understand, you need to respect yourself. We lack of self-awareness. Lack of self-awareness is our problem, right? If we really know who we are, if we understand what it really means to be Nigerian, what it means to be African, what it means to be human, we will not abuse our privileges. So I believe that we are abusing our privilege too much. Understand that we must come to a thinker to say that enough is enough. We cannot continue doing the way we are doing, expecting different results. When we do what we have to do, we will see what we have to see. Thank you very, very much.
You're very welcome. We have been talking to Barrister Maurice Oru Ebam, the National Youth Leader of African Democratic Congress, a passionate Pan-Africanist and a nationalist. You said that all constitutions are from the holy book, the Bible.
Yes.
But I want to tell you that China don't have the Bible, and they have constitution. North Korea don't have the Bible.
Okay.
They have the constitution, and you know also that many countries govern themselves with their own. You have Islamic Republic of Iran, you have Saudi Arabia, and you have they have their holy book, the glorious Quran. All of them.
Let me give a better understanding of it right now.
Well.
I don't want to say every universal law.
Yes.
I want to say, whether you say you don't believe in the Bible or you don't believe it, you cannot take away from the fact that there are some things that are unseen and yet seen.
Well, that is the far you know about, because neither the Quran nor the Bible is in China, but they have constitution. So we round it up today. That's a topic for symposium discussion.
We will have to. Thank you so much, Nigeria.
Yes, fundamental human rights, the right to life, the right to political participation, the right to shelter, the right to every good things of life that can make humans to maintain their self-esteem and dignity. Within the confines of shared responsibility and duties and these rights, the government should behave well and the people should behave well, so that we can have the kind of country that we want to have, the dream nation of our founding fathers and collective aspirations of our people. I remain your host on this program, Nationalism, and you, Ebenezer Oyetakin. As we're rounding up on this discourse, please don't change the channel, because here on ITV, we are passionate about educating you, informing you, and entertaining you. And we will continue on that line. Thank you.